Previously on Variant Edition.
As you haven't noticed by now, Rick is missing in action. Rick is being held hostage by Neil Vokes, and Neil Vokes refuses to give him back until we show his interview from Wizard World Philly. And you guys can see the amazing interview that the amazing Mr. Neil Vokes did in fact give us.
So we just ran your interview. Can we get back Rick now?
Well, I don't know. Okay, he's in the room upstairs. There's a little bit of tape around his mouth, but then I thought that was a plus.
All right, no problem. We'll leave it on.
He's yours.
Hi, and welcome to Variant Edition, your first weekly video podcast show. I'm Ricky.
And I'm Mike.
So last week, I was not here. And,
But it is good to have you back, Rick. I gotta say, it was kind of a strain doing that.
48 hours of my life was gone due to Kevin's lack of editing. The clown suit. I'm not even going to go into it. Neil Vokes and the clown suit.
It's okay. Bottom line is that Rick will be seeing a psychologist for the next, 600-700 years.
Clown suit. Clown suit.
Clown suit. Anyway, so this weekend, me and Kevin were down at the Mid-Jersey Comicon with our intern Lewis, and you guys missed a great show.
However, we were at Horrifying Weekend, getting ripped with our friends from Nostromo Designs. They do t-shirts. And our friends with Monster Arm. Check out their websites. Hit them up. But it was a great time nonetheless.
And an excellent time at the Mid-Jersey Comicon as well. A little bigger this year and a lot more fun in my opinion.
Great. So the Hellboy trailer. We saw it.
Amazing.
Oh, amazing. Mike Mignola, look, his involvement, obviously, you could see it in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
How amazing it's going to be. I'm so looking forward to it. But that's only the first of many trailers to come. We're going to have a lot more coming in future episodes. Be on the lookout for that. But let's go to this episode. This is this episode. Let's get to it. Reviewing this week, what do you got?
I got Vertigo's new wonderful comic, Deadman, number 1. I also took a look at the Civil War Sensational Spider-Man, and I read DC's Green Arrow, because that's just a phenomenal series right now.
It's Green Arrow. Can't be bad. I took a look at Ghost Rider, Invincible Iron Man, and Wolverine Origins. So we're going to have those reviews. Nick is taking a look at
Exterminators and Iron West.
So, a lot to look at in the show. So we're going to shoot over Nick with the news.
Hi, I'm Nick, and this is the news for the week of August 16th, 2006. We're keeping it short and sweet this week. Many inside and outside the comic industry wonder just how long paper comics will be viable in the digital future. With portable devices getting smaller and screens getting bigger, many say it just may be a matter of time before buying and viewing comics will be no different than the way buying music online is today. Wowio, a new online bookstore, is betting on that digital future and has announced agreements to distribute content from Alias Enterprise, Angelgate, Arcana Studio, Blue Dream Studios, Hammock Entertainment, Marcosia Enterprises, and Powermark. Productions at WowioComics.com. Wowio will be providing comics for free by featuring paid targeted advertisements in the material. The company plans to expand the concept by adding free, downloadable graphic novels and games to its inventory in the near future. The online bookstore opened August 13th, with more than 100 comic book titles. Right now, it seems that Wowio has the market to itself. Marvel Comics is the only major publisher with a significant online comics presence, with many past issues available on its website for free. Top Cow recently announced plans to sell comics online starting later this year. In related news, DC Comics is partnering with UGO.com to offer the first 5 issues of its weekly event comic 52 for free online. 52 Pickup will present the first 5 issues in their entirety. Since DC has repeatedly said that 52 will not be collected until the last issue sees print, this is a very good opportunity for fans who have missed out on the first issues to get a jump into the series. UGO.com plans to release 1 issue per week for the next few weeks. Wizard World Chicago was held a few weeks ago, and last week they announced attendance numbers. According to Wizard, attendance at this year's event topped out at 58,000, 2,000 higher than last year. Some con-goers and retailers are having a hard time agreeing with that number, as many describe the con as having smaller crowds than in years past. The higher number may come from the accounting method that Wizard uses to calculate attendance, reportedly counting multi-day passes as 2 to 3 attendees rather than 1 unique visitor. While the real attendance may be unknown, it is known that 2 longtime Wizard World staffers were fired this weekend. Newsarama.com reported that Wizard stated the departures are completely unrelated to attendance. Marvel announced their second quarter financial results last week, and as part of their presentation highlighted past, present, and future film, DVD, and TV projects. While most of the projects had been previously announced, Teen Avengers was listed as in development, included in the list of DVD projects. A new Spider-Man animated series is in the works, and a Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. movie may be in the future. But most interesting is a planned Avengers film to be written by Zach Penn. And expect Hellboy Sword of Storms, which you can see the trailer for in our last episode, to premiere Saturday, October 28th on Cartoon Network. I'm not sure how this is comic related, but Bandai has plans to release a 1/12 scale RX-78-2 Gundam in Japan on December 6th. The model stands about 1.5 meters high and will go for around 350,000 yen. So that's about 5 feet of Gundam for about $3,000. The 90-pound model will have about 14 points of articulation with light-up eyes and sound effects. Bandai is estimating that the 200-part model should take about 4 hours to complete, but the true model kit otaku will surely take much longer and add much more detail. Me personally, I'm still waiting for the 1/12 scale Godzilla. So that's it for the news. I'll see you later in the episode with some reviews.
Alright, so now it's time for our toy review, and this week, it's all Star Wars. I know, we're usually used to, Bowens or comic book-oriented characters. Well, you got movie characters this week, and two very beautiful movie characters. Boba Fett and the unmasked Darth Vader. Start off with the Boba Fett. Alright, so 6,500, and, what a piece.
He's awesome.
He's a very detailed piece. They're the previous ones that they've done Vader, they've done Maul. I don't know if you've seen them, but they were kind of lacked on detail.
No, and I wasn't a big fan of them.
No, they very much lacked on detail. But when I saw some previews, months ago, I was like, Kev, order it. So this one's mine. The only complaint that anyone has given to me about is the hand, right?
Yeah, when I saw it in the preview, I like a gun pointing. Mm-hmm. Now, he's got the awesome gun. It's beautifully done in his right hand. I kind of had a problem with it when I first saw it, that he was just kind of giving you the come here, you know? Seeing it in person, I'm totally got to backpedal because it's just beautifully done. The Wookiee scalps are like real hair.
Actual hair.
And I also like about the hand is I'm a little crazy with statues, obviously. Mm-hmm. I was going to order one, cut the hand off, repose it the other way, so it looked like he was firing his wrist rocket.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like that anyway, the way they did it. So I mean, it's just great.
Yeah, I mean, like the pouches look like there's actual stuff in them.
Yes,
they did a phenomenal job.
The cloth looks like cloth. Mm-hmm. The metal looks like metal. The battle damaged painting is amazing. It's great. I mean, again, I also had a little problem with the base, but if that's the base that all of them are coming with, then it makes sense. You wouldn't do a different base.
Basic base, black.
Yeah.
Nothing too special. Now, we had said that if they went with the base that's on the box,
like the skiff, that would be great. But you can't change the bases through the series when the other one's got it. But he's an awesome size, awesome proportions. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can really see it, but like on the back on his arm, a lot of times when I get a statue and I add stuff to it, one of the main things I do on Boba Fett is add the cool tubing. Yeah. And it's not just tubing on the surface, it's tubing hanging down. And just little things like that, they just went overboard on it, and I love it. Yeah,
no complaints about this. I was overwhelmed when I opened the box.
Yeah.
Great piece. But, it's $175 to $200, and $6,500. So they're readily available. But actually, I think they're sold out already.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah. I don't know how available they are because I gotta try and track one.
It's a higher number than what they usually are. 6,500 to Gentle Giant is a lot. Yeah. So the fact they sold out says a lot about the statue. So moving on to an exclusive piece.
Yeah.
Now, this is yours.
Yes, this was from Entertainment Earth. They're like a mail-order catalog that does lots of comic book statues, lots of stuff. They also get a lot of nice exclusives from the company.
And this one, no difference. A great looking piece.
Yeah, I have the original Vader that they did that's in the same pose. Well, not that it wasn't the original, but the newer Vader that Gentle Giants did in the same pose. And saw this one and had to have it. And it's the same price, $45, $50 as the rest of them. It's a 5,000 piece run, but he's just awesome. I mean, the crispy Anakin head is so nice.
The overbaked Anakin. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
The scars that they have on him and like the burn marks and stuff.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Awesome.
And I personally always had envisioned Vader with a little bit more, maybe the classic somewhat zombie-ish missing nose. But I think they kind of had to try to duplicate how Vader looks at the end of Return. So, but I think for trying to duplicate that, he's awesomely burnt and crispy looking.
Awesomely burnt.
It's just great. It's a beautifully done head.
Like his ears are all blackened out and stuff. Oh, it's great, man.
The back of his head is super black and crispy. The front's a little bit more fleshy.
And even like the front of his mask, that they have all the
the respirator part is on there. Yeah, he's wonderful.
Awesome.
He's
wonderful. $50 and it's exclusive. So you buy it now. 2 months, you go on eBay, that's $100 right there.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
I would never do such a thing, sir.
Oh, I know that.
Once something enters my collection, it shall never leave.
Shall never leave. But there are people that buy like 3 or 4 and, scumbags. But great piece. And are they still available? Do you know?
Yeah. I believe they are.
It's a higher run of 5,000. And get your greasy mitts on them now.
Oh, yeah.
2 great pieces from Gentle Giant.
Yeah, they're
always
amazing.
come through in the clutch, man. So no complaints.
No, to me, Gentle Giants has revitalized the Star Wars statue market. They're just doing such amazing stuff.
So that's our Star Wars toy review this week. See you later.
Take care.
All right, so my first review this week was Ghost Rider #2. I love this series. I like the first series that they did, and now they're doing this arc, and it's great. The artwork's awesome. The whole storyline that they're going with Ghost Rider trying to escape hell, as per usual. But this time, he escapes hell, and so does Lucifer. Now, this is a big deal. Well, I mean, Lucifer coming to Earth is obviously a big deal, because nothing but chaos can ensue. And it does. Johnny Blaze gets picked up by a trucker, gets sent back to a gas station because his bike ran out of gas. Whatever, the story goes on, and gets to the gas station, cleans up, and who shows up but Lucifer? And plans on blowing up a whole truckload of people. Okay, so he succeeds, but it's in a not the way you would expect. This book's written very well. It's a quick read. I mean, I blew through it in literally probably about 4 minutes. It's very entertaining, great read, the artwork's awesome. This is a book, like usual, with a lot of the books I do review, I like a lot. So, my suggestion for this week, pick up this book, it's going to be great, alright?
So this week we took a look at the Sensational Spider-Man, the Civil War crossover unmasked special comic. Yeah, it's just a regular comic that they just have the crossover in it. It just kind of shows that Spider-Man's old villains are in fact uniting, and they're going up against him. And it's very plain and obvious when the Chameleon says, "Oh no, we're not going after Spider-Man this time. We're going after Peter Parker." That's just a blatant setup that they're not just attacking Spider-Man or just Peter Parker, but they're going after Aunt May, and they're going after Mary Jane, and anybody else who might be somewhat close to Peter Parker. Probably J. Jonah Jameson will get in trouble. He'll sue Spider-Man, and all that good stuff will probably happen. This is just... I saw 2 characters that I haven't seen in a very long time, including Will-O-the-Wisp and Scarecrow. Now, these people have not been in the Spider-Man comic for, I don't know, a good 5 years, maybe. And Will-O-the-Wisp I just like because he's stupid. He's got a stupid name, but he's got great powers. And Scarecrow was in, like, a comic and then disappeared because, I think DC almost sued them or something. But he's back, and the Jack-O-Lantern going on. It's a good comic all around. It's a great fill-in side story. You got Mary Jane who's at a theater. She's, prepping for Macbeth, and there's this guy up in the rafters, and he's made entirely of bees. I don't know who he is, but he's made entirely of bees. He's got a big purple cloak, and he looks kind of angry. So I'm hoping that she'll get stung a lot. But yeah, so look forward to it. Next issue of Sensational Spider-Man, definitely pick that one up, definitely pick this one up, if for nothing else, but Mary Jane hopefully getting attacked by bees.
My next review is Invincible Iron Man. This is a story I've been reviewing throughout. I'm a big Iron Man fan, blah, blah, blah. You guys all know this. So basically now this is the issue where everything gets discovered. They find out what's really happening with Tony Stark, how he's being controlled. And it turns out he's being controlled by a little kid whom Tony Stark knows his father from the past. And if you read the book, it'll all be explained. Since this is a conclusion to the arc, I'm going to be very vague. So, because I basically want you to pick up this book. I think it's great. You know, the last target that he needs to kill, Tony Stark ends up showing up. Not in the way you would expect. Everyone comes to his aid that needs to come to his aid, and it's taken care of. Yeah, that's the best way I could put it. The situation is taken care of. This is a book that I'm being very vague about because I really want you guys to buy it. It's pretty good. It's a really good book. The whole series has been really good, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen after this. So it's another book you need to pick up.
So Green Arrow, DC, 1 year later. Just Green Arrow. If you don't know who he is, you need to start reading this book. Green Arrow is Oliver Queen. He is now the mayor of Star City, and he's cleaning it up, and he's doing it a very odd way. You know, no one has found out that Oliver Queen and the Green Arrow are one and the same. And of course, everybody who's a diehard fan knows this, of course, and it's just really great. You know, the Green Arrow is back. He's got all these different moves, and he's studied for a year on an island. As we find out at the end of the book, where's he been for a year? He's been on an island. And that's all we find out. So I'm curious to find out what island he was on. Slade is in jail, or Deathstroke, if you'd like to call him that. Either way, if you guys are younger fans, you know him as Slade from the stupid Teen Titans cartoon Go thing. You know him as Slade. If you know him from real comics, he's Deathstroke. Brilliant tactician, best villain ever written, in my opinion. Anyway, you know, it's just he's in jail trying to find out what's going on from Oliver Queen. He put himself there on purposely, let himself get caught and incarcerated, and he does this all to contact this one guy who knows where the Green Arrow was for the last year. This is a great part to jump into the story. You can pick up this one and the previous one. You're going to be pretty much set. Oh, and of course we see the return of Speedy. Green Arrow's sidekick dressed in red, of course. I don't know why they just didn't call her Red Arrow. I guess that would have been too obvious. But either way, great comic book. I'd definitely pick this one up. It's just fun to read and good story all around.
All right, I took a look at Mouse Guard. This is issue number 4 this week. Number 5 is coming out. It's in your previews guide right now. And this story picks up right from number 3. Liam has been captured by the army of mice, simply known as the Axe, and the other two, Saxon and Kenzie, were thrown out of Barkstone and carted away by a mysterious gray mouse, an old fur known as Salanwi. And he thinks they stole his axe, which they didn't. A little bit of kind of argument ensues, kind of a little bit of a scuffle, and they wind up helping the old guy out. They're going to try and help him get his axe back. Liam, on the other hand, he's, kind of caught up in this army, the Axe, and he manages to get away from the army, the Axe, for just a few minutes. Then he gets discovered and carted off to their leader. An interesting twist of fate happens. Turns out that the leader of this mouse army, the Axe, is a mouse that he thinks he knows, and they really don't tell you who it is just yet. And he gets carted off. He's pretty much told, either join my army or die. He doesn't want to join, so they kind of bind him up and take him away on the march onto the next town that they're going to, where the story originates, which of course now I can't remember. Lockhaven, that's what it was. Forgot about it. But you really want to pick this one up, especially since number 5 is coming out. The artwork is stunning. It's beautiful as always, carries over from the other books. You really want to check this out. Nice, simple, easy read. Great for anybody who just wants a nice, light read. So pick up Mouse Guard as soon as you can.
My next review is Wolverine Origins. Now, this is another book I've been reading, and I do the same books because I like them, damn it. And, well, I'm not going to complain. This is basically the conclusion to this portion of the arc. Now you have Cyclops there, you have Emma Frost, Cap, and Nuke, who is, just laying there in a pile of his own blood. But everything comes to the background on Wolverine involving his son, who you think is dead. But Emma Frost discovers he's not. Now, she can't say she's actually seen him, but through a vision, she has. All she basically says to Wolverine is, not to worry, he does hate you. It's not very nice. That, you know, I wouldn't be happy about that. So, you know, a fight ensues, Cap fights, Cyclops fights, Emma Frost gets involved, blah, blah, blah. The whole normal thing. But it basically comes down to is, Wolverine basically comes to the conclusion that he's a man that can never be trusted now that he knows his past. So he walks over to Scott Summers, Cyclops, hands him a katana and said, this is the only thing that's ever going to stop me. And he goes, why are you giving it to me? Because I know you won't hesitate in swinging with it. I couldn't have thought of a better ending to that arc than just that. It was great. Overall, I mean, the art, not the best. It had that kind of old school feel to it, which obviously all of us should respect. The writing for it was awesome. This is a book definitely need to buy. There's a few variants this week for it, so definitely check it out.
Vertigo's new title, Deadman, issue number 1. I had the honor and privilege of reading this book, and one word comes to mind. Confusing. Very, very confusing. I'm still not sure what's going on in this comic. I actually looked through it twice, and as far as I can understand, this guy dies in a plane crash, or he was supposed to die in a plane crash, and now he is in a coma for like 2 weeks, and then finally he dies, but his soul returns to his body, and he just woke up, and he went to go see his girlfriend who thought she was dead, and I have no idea what's going on in this comic. It was a lot of setup, heavy issue on this comic. Didn't really hit what his purpose is yet, where you know he's talking to his dead brother, who crashed the plane that they were both flying, and I'm very, very confused. Again, very confusing comic. It's a good read. I just have no idea where they're going with it or what they're doing in this issue. It's just a lot of backstories, basically all that's going on. I'd say pick up this comic and take a look at the series, and hopefully by issue 5, you know, we'll see what's going on and whether or not it's still worth pursuing. But yeah, pick this up and stick with it for now.
I have finally read the new Doug Tennepool work, which just came out about 4 years after Creature Tech. It's called Iron West. Style is still amazing, still beautifully drawn black and white, or beautifully painted, I guess, would be his technique because he uses brush. But anyway, Iron West, great, great sci-fi western story. Set back in the day, you know, cowboys and Indians and all that jazz. But there's an odd twist. Apparently there's ancient robot beings that are buried in the ground that are coming out and trying to, like, you know, take over the town, which evil robots tend to do. Beautifully drawn, they're your classic 1950s style robot, like very square, but it's all the plating. Underneath that you can see the wiring and the joints, so it's a complex yet simplified version of a classic robot. It's awesome. Characters are great. It's another very heartfelt story that Tennepool tries to bring across to the readers of a man pretty much coming to terms with the fact that he can't keep running from his troubles in his life, and that he has to stand up and do the right thing and be a man in a situation when the chips are down and not just bail and leave town. You can't go wrong with the story. Evil robots, cowboys fighting them, giant transformer train at the end, battles off with the Loch Ness Monster herself. You got Sasquatch, who pals around with an Indian shaman, kicks some robot butt. Lovable guy. Great story. Not better than Creature Tech in my opinion, but definitely an awesome read and beautifully, beautifully, beautifully done artwork. So if you ever come across it or anything else by Doug Tennepool, definitely check it out.
All right, so we've got a lot of viewer mail lately that's asking about why we don't do anything about DVDs or more in-depth movie stuff. So here's a response. We've got V for Vendetta just came out last week on DVD. This is the $35.99 Best Buy exclusive, so-called, because it comes in this wonderful box here, which has the 2-disc DVD, 4 mini posters, and of course, a miniature replica mask. One of the nicest things about this is that they, you know, on top of it just being just a really nice little mask that you can, you know, not wear, unfortunately, unless you have a helper monkey at home. You can, I guess, make a puppet out of that if you're really into making puppets. The only other thing you really need to know about that mask is that it's a 1:2 scale replica. Is created from a prop used in V for Vendetta movie. The screenplay by the Wachowski brothers is based on the acclaimed graphic novel by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. Nick uses this for a coaster because he can't do anything else with it, and it looks really bad if you put it in the box anyway. This has got some really great commentaries on it, and it's also got some excellent making of the film. What exactly Guy Fawkes Day is, for those of us who don't know over here, across the pond. And it also has some great little features on it that is it's just a lot of fun to watch. Some of it is kind of pointless, but it's still kind of great in the story. You also get these 4 mini posters, which is, just little art, different art sketches, and you get the cover of the DVD on this one, and just really great stuff. I'm sure Kevin's going to blow these up later, put them on the site or something if you guys really want to take a look at them. $35.99, it's like $10 extra for the regular 2-disc special edition DVD. I'd say this box set is worth it, and if Best Buy still has any, go pick one up.
Alright, so now this is the portion of the show where we usually have an in-depth discussion about comics.
Usually a discussion about comics. Not this week,
We're not doing that this week, because it's time for Viewer Mail. So we're going to start off right here with a hate mail. Alright, Justin wrote, "It seems like Mike hates all his comics he reviews. Ha ha. Ricky and Nick are cool, though." To a point here, I have to agree with him. I happen to think I'm pretty cool. Mike,
I'm bound to disagree with the Nick is cool part.
Well,
he's all right.
When he's drunk, I guess. He's kind of okay.
I don't hate all the comics I review. It's just, I've been reading a lot of comics that I don't usually read.
They're not.
It's just not as good as it used to be.
Good.
When you read as many comics as now we have to for the show, it kind of loses its flair with a little bit. We're trying to. I just have a hard time keeping up my energy sometimes. Is what it comes down to.
Go ahead.
The next one is from Derek, and this is a fan mail. And it says, "I need to say that I am glad that you guys are taking the time to do this. It's hard for a comic lover to find any definitive site or show where we can get information about everything we love. Comics, statues, movies. You guys cover it all. I hope that you guys continue this for a long time. As someone who does not live near a comic shop, it's important to know what I should be looking for when I get a chance to go to the nearest one." Oh, sorry, I screwed that up. It was about a week ago.
No one said we're smart.
I can't read. Can't read off cards. I discovered your nice site and have it caught up with all the episodes and can't wait to see more episodes and how the show expands in the future.
Well, cool.
Thanks, Derek.
Awesome. Thanks for the
That's just
the kind words.
Yeah.
We don't get many. So now we have. It's about our summer reading episode. Now, we thought it was a great idea. I had a good time doing it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good thing.
Maybe Justin didn't. And Justin wrote, "What was up with last week's episode? Don't get me wrong, the summer reading thing was pretty cool, but no reviews, no nothing. Gah. Just kidding, JK, you kids in your lingo. But seriously, where were the reviews?" Well, they weren't there.
Well, what we did was we reviewed the summer reading list, and what that was just books that we really enjoyed and thought if you guys hadn't picked up, you guys should pick them up because during the summer you got a lot of free time on our hands. That was the whole point of it. So we just didn't do the regular comic reviews.
Sorry.
We'll try not to do it again in the future, though I make no promises.
Yeah. You got next.
Oh, this is from our forums that we have set up. Forums can be found at variantedition.com, by the way. Really great show, guys. I'm from Brazil, and I love it. Just as fun as the Anti-Gravity Room used to be, even better. I didn't even know they spoke English in Brazil, so I'm just happy that we have a fan in Brazil.
I like Brazilian women.
I like Brazilian women, too. And the Anti-Gravity Room, for you guys who don't know what it is an old Sci-Fi Channel show. Really great show, and that's a really great compliment.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, man. Send some women over. Next, we have Syntax Factory. Love the podcast. How about some looks at some cheaper bits of comic culture? I can't afford the statues. Maybe some DVDs, some more action figures, etc. We try to cover, me and Mr. Swisstack, we try to cover a lot of what comes out. Figure-wise, statue-wise. We have to cover the Bowens. Bulk of people watching collect Bowens. They like to get our very in-depth look into Bowens. Personally, I enjoy doing Bowens. Mr. Swisstack does, so...
And an action figure is going to run you the same cost as a DVD. So if you want to pick up one figure out of a line, it's only going to be $20 anyway.
Yeah. So, we will. Obviously, we'll try to cover as much as we can, but you can only cover so much in a half-hour show.
However, speaking of DVDs, I take a look at V for Vendetta, so...
Very good, Mike.
Yeah, the box set.
That was smooth. That was
thank
smooth.
you.
All right, so...
I call that a segue.
Very good.
It's a people mover right there. It's amazing. All right, so this comes from China Deals wrote. China Deals, wrote. Wrote wasn't part of the name. Anyway, China Deals says, "Hey, this is an awesome show. I hope you guys keep this up. By the way, how do you get your funding?" That's a good question. I got, that's 7, I got some. This has got to be like $2.
I got a license.
Got an Amex card.
You have Best Buy card. It's
Nick
right
turns tricks on the corner.
Yeah, man. But Kev?
No, I'm not rich, so don't think I'm rich. We're just real frugal here at Variant Edition.
We're no one special. We just...
Yeah, we're not like rich in any way, shape, or form.
No.
This is
we all have jobs.
Yeah.
It comes out of our pockets, you know. I mean, Kevin is he's the rich one. Whatever.
Well, for now anyway, we are looking for sponsors, and if anybody's out there paying attention very closely, we will totally
we'll sell you Nick.
We'll sell you Nick. Oh, yeah. And if that's not good enough, then we'll talk about your products and give you endorsements.
Yeah.
Take an honest look at things and send that stuff in.
Anyway, so now we have a shout out to Skingle, who not only sent us some fan mail, but is now our friend on MySpace as well. Holding it down in the UK. Keep it up, man. So, we had a lot of news last week, and we have some big news to announce now. So, Kevin?
Okay, if you don't know already, the Baltimore Comicon runs the weekend of September 9th and 10th in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, recently, the Harvey Awards have come to call the Baltimore Comicon home, and this is where things are going to get really exciting for us. Variant Edition will be there covering the entire weekend. And when I say we're going to be there covering the entire weekend, I mean we're going to be at the Harvey Awards, recording the event, and then producing a video for them with the cooperation of the Harvey Awards Executive Committee and the con organizers. Now, this is pretty big news for us, so expect a lot of stuff about this to be coming up in the next couple episodes. We're going to have rundowns of all the nominees, all the guests that are going to be there. Like I said, we're going to make a really big deal out of this. So, I said it last week, we're just getting warmed up. We really just are.
So as you can see, we weren't kidding when we said we had big news. This is probably going to be the biggest thing that we here at Variant Edition have ever been part of. And looking forward to it in the future. Yeah.
Exciting.
It's very exciting, very stressful. Can't wait for it. I'm taking Prozac.
Can't wait. So anyway, that's it for this episode, guys. Remember, the website, our MySpace. Become friends with us. Send us more mail. We read it. See?
Post stuff on the forum. We put it up for you guys to do that. Email us directly if you want to. Send fan mail, send hate mail, send individual mail. Whatever you like to do.
Whatever you want to do. And next week is our big 25th episode.
It is a mile marker. That's almost half of the year.
Almost.
Getting very close.
Very excited about that, and we're gonna have a lot of Mid-Jersey Comic-Con coverage,
and that's
appropriately.
Because that's where we got our start. They introduced us to Oming, Quinn, and Vokes, and
plethora of people. They helped us out with a ton of contacts and stuff. So, 25th anniversary episode.
It's gonna be a big extravaganza of fun. So there'll be confetti, maybe.
Next week you'll see that. So check us out next week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.